Hi, I'm Brad Davis, here with Acoustic Music Pro today. I want to tell you about capos, why you'd want to use a capo, the advantages of the capo, and the different types of capo that are out there on the market. The capo is really a handy tool. This is a D-shaped capo. This is made by Page, and it's got an adjustable tension at the back and also a lever here that allows you to put it on your guitar. It stays at the headstock above the nut, and it's in a ready position at all times. It's a great capo, traditional capo. Most traditional players for folk and bluegrass use it, also country. But you can bring it up and you can adjust the tension on the back to be just right for your position, whether it be at the 5th fret or at the 2nd fret. The reason I like using capos, and I'll go into the other two capos that are out there in just a second, but I like to be able to play a song out of G, C, D, 1, 4, 5. Some days my voice is not so great. Some days it's better. Some days I can sing it in the key of A. So I want to take that G, C, D, my 1, 4, 5, and I want to just move it up a whole step all the way up into the A key, but a G-shaped chord. So I can take my capo and pull it up to the 2nd fret, which is a whole step from the open tuning on a guitar, and now I'm in A. It's really cool. So I basically can grab a lot of different keys that would fit my voice or another singer if I'm jamming, if I just had a capo handy, just like the Page is down here. I'd like to tell you about another capo, and this is called a G7 capo, similar to a Kaiser. There's a lot of capos out on the market that operate with a spring. And this has got rubber on the face side here that hits the strings, and one on the back, and a pad on the back that will go on the back of the neck. And this is a really neat capo because it's really fast and easy, but it doesn't have a variable adjustment on the pressure. So that's probably the only disadvantage. But you place it right behind the fret as you would the Page. Just as I would if I was mashing my finger on a note, I'd want to be right behind the fret to get the best tone. So the capo has to go right behind the fret. And the pressure of the spring is the same all the way up the neck. Obviously my neck gets a little wider up here, so the pressure will be a little heavier when I get down to my 5th fret or my 7th fret if I went up that high. But basically the pressure is non-adjustable. And so the capo goes in place, and I'm able to play out of that different key as well with this capo. This capo can also be reversed, and we'll talk about that later, but you can reverse the capo and pull it off of strings to grab different tunings as well with this capo that you can't do with this one. If you wanted to do a drop D tuning, as they call it, you would take your E string and drop it to your D string, the 4th. Now I've got a drop D tuning. I've taken my E string and I've gone back a whole step. So let's bring it back to pitch. And I'm going to do the same thing with this capo, and I'm not going to have to tune at all. It's really cool. I put it right here on the 2nd fret, and I leave the E open. I brought the nut up a whole step, and I've left the E back a whole step. So it's kind of cool. So now I've got a drop D for my E chord, and I didn't have to do any tuning. My G's the same, and the different chords are the same, with the exception this is open, but it gives you an option. It's really fun. And you can pull it up and put it in different keys and move this capo up with it and get a lot of different combinations. The third capo I want to tell you about from the spring-loaded is a pressure cam operated capo. This is also a G7th, but Shub makes a great capo like this as well. And this capo goes against the strings with my finger, and I'm pushing it as close as I can behind the fret. It's the best place to have it. This capo can be over tightened if you don't watch it. Same thing with a Page capo. You have to just get it tight enough to make the right tone, but not mash too hard on the frets. So once you push this capo together, the rubber allows you to go in a little bit, and the cam tightens the capo. So you've got a nice, good pressure all the way through when you're doing your chords. And to release this capo, you just press the cam and the capo comes right off. So I'd like to bring up a good friend of mine, Mr. Tim May, to show me the kind of capo he likes, and we'll do a song for you. Tim, thanks for joining me today.
Good to be here, Brad.
I want you to tell them why you like this capo, who makes this capo. You always use this capo, and it works great for you. You've used it for years.
This is the Shove Deluxe. I've actually brought another one here with me to show everybody.
Nice.
This is, it's a cam idea here, and there are a few good things about it. One is that this piece really is more like a human finger, I think, than any other capo I've ever seen. So it really simulates the human finger, and it's pressing down almost like your own finger. The way this works is it has a little roller here that's adjustable back here, and you can just set it one time, and then the way it works as a cam here, it will lock itself, and you don't have to adjust it. So once you get it set, it pretty much does its thing. And so I've been using these for years, ever since I was a kid, using Shove banjo capos.
They've been around a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, great capo. Well, do you want to? I'm basically in a position right now where I'm in a different capo position than Tim, and so I'd like to tell you what the advantage is of having two guitar players or maybe two instruments and using capos in different places. I'm going to play out of the E key, but I'm going to play out of a C position. So I've taken my C and I've gone C, I've gone up a whole step D, and I've gone up another whole step to E. And so I'm using my capo at the 4th fret to do that out of the C position because I like that position for this particular piece we're going to play. And Tim's playing out of second position, or out of the first position from open nut here. He's one whole step up from open tuning. And he's going to play out of the D.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to be in the key of E playing out of a D chord position. And the neat thing about this is the voicing is going to be so nice. He's going to have a little bit of a brighter chord because he's going to be playing a D position, and I'm going to be playing a C. So I'm going to have the mellow note to the top part of the C, or the bottom part of the C, so to speak, and we'll be able to complement each other. That's the advantage for changing capo positions. If I'm playing in a low key, he may go to a high key. If he's playing in a low key, I may go to a high key, or try to go to a high voicing, I guess. Not necessarily the key, but the voicing is really what I mean. So this tune is a really cool tune, and let's give it a shot here.
All right. Whiskey before breakfast.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, man. That sounded awesome, having your capo 2nd fret and this one at 4th fret, and I'm playing out a different chord, he's playing out a different chord. You can see the complement that it does when you have two different capos and two different instruments. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. And so I've seen you play with two capos before. How does that work?
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we're going to take the spring-loaded capo. Let's play something out of the D chord, but I love playing out of the D chord in the key of F. Mm-hmm. So maybe something bluesy?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're in the key of F. I'm going to go to the 1st fret and play out of E.
So you're playing out of E to complement what I'm doing out of D, right? That's what the cool thing that can happen when you're using two different capos. So I'm pulling this off my E string, and I'm going to take my nut, so to speak, with this other capo, and I'm going to scoop my nut up half a step so I can grab my drop D, but I'm in the key of F. And it goes like this. Let's give it a shot. This should be fun out of open E. 1, 2, 3.
Nice.